And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting Vobie One-Eye Kenobi Showbie with me, Richard Vobes. And in a little place in Lancing, we have the lovely Julia. We'll say hello to lovely Julia in 1 second. It's the 22nd. It is the 22nd of February, the 2nd, in fact, of this wonderful year. February 2021, not 2022. Although it might be 2022 when we actually get released from lockdown. Because I think Boris said that it was imminent. I think he said it was in the next 5 or 10 years that we can all come out and we can actually shake a hand, take a mask off, whap a wig in the air, and all of that. Yes, who knows? Well, there's an audience out there of 98 people so far and more coming along, thrusting their way through the theatre doors to sit down in the dark and take their seats. Let's see if the lovely Julia is there, putting on my headphones to make sure I can actually hear her, and we'll whiz over to the wonderful world of Lancing. I keep pressing that wrong button. I must get rid of that. And there she is. Hello, lovely Julia.
Hello, lovely Richard.
Now, I know you're a bit under the weather at the moment because you have got a stinking headache.
Yes, it's just about under wraps at the moment, so touch wood.
Yes, touch that wood. Touch it, rub it, feel it, smash it. Don't make loud noises. No! So the good news is, lovely Julia, that on the 8th of March, I think it is, which is in 2 weeks' time, one of your kids can be ejected from the house on the school days to give you a bit of peace and quiet. And for him, of course, to at least see other people. You know, he may not learn anything. That's really irrelevant at the moment. It's just he will be with other people and go, oh, yeah, other human beings. Another 4 walls that aren't my home.
Yes, I think the social interaction is most important at the moment.
Yes, absolutely. I was hearing somebody, I can't remember where I heard this now, but they were saying, you know, more important than kids learning, because they will learn, is just that sort of building it up slowly, the interaction, understanding, you know, the please and thank yous and all of that one has not got used to when you're at home, because you're in your home environment, you take everything for granted, don't you, as kids? I mean, we all do. But when we're with other people, there is that sense of a little bit of civility. Yeah. I'm sure he will be civil.
I'm just thinking that, you know, he can run rings around the teachers less than he can with me.
Exactly, that is it. Now, we have a lovely audience watching, which is very nice, because they come religiously, actually, on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays at 8 p.m. UK time to watch this nonsense that we shove out. But we're very grateful, because otherwise we would have to probably sit down and look at screens ourselves, whereas now we just look at cameras and assume there are people watching us, which is good news. Are you up to doing a roll call, or would you rather sort of shufty over it a bit?
I am good for doing a roll call.
Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, sit down, don't move about, don't make yourself all fuzzy and out of focus. The lovely Julia is going to say hello to you on my behalf as well as hers.
Okay, we have the lovely Ernie Samat.
Hello. Sorry.
Oh?
I said hello.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, sorry, I distracted you.
Here we have the lovely Judith, the lovely Kerry Baldwin, the lovely Kate Evans, the lovely Nora Lowell, Laura Noel C, the lovely Rosalind Goulden, the lovely Jeffrey Harrison, the lovely Glyn Horton, the lovely, looking for a new name, Jen Colley, the lovely Sean Ford, the lovely Alan Sandell, the lovely Mark Donny McLeod, the lovely Tall Podge Rod, the lovely John B, the lovely Ed Loud, the lovely Colonel Craig Ratty, the lovely Michael White, the lovely John B. I've said John B. Said you again. The lovely Darren Howell, the lovely Graham Cass, the lovely Ron Langley, the lovely Mike Stevens, the lovely Station Master's Choice, the lovely Nigel Saunders, the lovely Daniel Watkins, the lovely Aaron Walker, the lovely Skilt, the lovely G Ramps, the lovely Stephen Agam, the lovely Ford Nutt, the lovely Robert Brailsford, the lovely Jackie Lau, the lovely Nootka Seaglass, the lovely Eastbourne Couple, the lovely Kathy B, the lovely Dave Ivad, the lovely Bonnie Holland, the lovely Jeff Sussex, the lovely, looking for a new name, Edward Moulding, the lovely Hammer and Spanner Man.
I know, I saw that one.
That's a new one.
I like it, Mr. Summerby. I like it.
I think I've got you all. It's on my list of on the live chat anyway.
Yeah. Oh, superb. Well done. It's lovely to see you. Thank you so much for coming along. And if you are new here or you've been watching and it's the first time you've commented, it's always nice to see you. And thank you very much. And of course, if we missed you by any strange quirk of fate, then do write in a letter of complaint. Write it on the back of a £20 note and send it to the lovely Julia, care of me.
That's gone down 30 quid.
Oh, yeah.
On a £50 note.
Oh, yeah. Well, anything they want to write on a £50 note, they can send directly to me. Anyway, enough of this gay banter. It's great to see you. Stephen Agger, I notice, is out there. I was reading earlier today in a book that I have on my shelf. Yeah, a book about the Romans, and I hadn't realised this. And as soon as I read it, I thought of our mate Stephen Agger, a great fan of the show. That an agger is the name of the embankment that the Roman roads put their roads on.
Ah.
I learnt that today. I learnt that in class. Just me and a book.
On the head.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. And I'm sure Stephen knew that because that's where his name must come from. An agger it's the embankment of a Roman road that they put all the bits on that they made the roads it's ever so clever. These Romans were ever so clever. They're Roman roads, according to this chap Christopher Taylor, who I've been reading a lot about, leading archaeologist from the 1970s. I don't think he's with us anymore, unfortunately, but according to him, there's I think it's Stane Street that goes from London to Chichester. It's not 2 million miles from us, goes through Billingshurst and what have you, and the first 18 miles, I think, if you had a long enough ruler, you could run that as straight as a die for the first 18 miles from wherever it is into London towards Chichester, and it points towards Chichester. And here's the thing. How did they know where Chichester was from London? You know, to be for 18 miles, not veering by, a degree. How did they know that?
I don't know. It's very clever, though, isn't it?
I worked out. He shows me how they managed to get roads straight, and that's quite easy with a little bit of trigonometry. You can do it so that you can keep it straight and keep it straight and keep it straight, so it doesn't sort of wiggle about by using posts and things, and then working out the angles and then finding a straight line. You can do that. That's quite simple. But how did? Because they didn't have aeroplanes. They couldn't go. Oh yeah, there it is here and there it is, and it's not by line of sight. Keeping a straight line is by line of sight, but not from London to Chichester. You can't see Chichester and go, there it is.
Mike Stevens reckons they followed the stars and had maps.
It's easy to say you followed the stars.
Oh,
I want to know which ones. I mean, who was famous in those days? Oh, I see what you mean. The stars above, as in the heavens. Sorry, I thought you meant like film stars. Oh, I'm so slow. I'm so slow. How interesting.
You hear the penny drop, everybody.
Yeah. Did they have a map? Oh, well, of course they must have had a map. Yeah, of course they did. That's it. They had a map. They said, oh, there's Chichester, there's wherever the other place is. What are we going to call that? Londonium. Oh, yeah, there's a good name. Londonium. That's a nice name. Well done, son. Yeah, well done. We'll call it Londonium. That sounds nice. Because they all spoke in an Italian accent, didn't they, the Romans? Aye, it's a Londonium, a spaghetti, and maybe they used a long piece of spaghetti.
Well, Graham Cass says they had a long piece of string.
Yeah, but they were Italian, so it would have been a spaghetti. Hey, mamma mia, we want a longer piece of spaghetti. That's not long enough. You're telling me you want a longer. You go in there and make it. The kitchen is so hot. It's the furnace. Yeah.
They wouldn't all have had Italian accents anyway, because they weren't all from Italy.
I thought there was a flaw in the plan.
Well, they were all made up of all the places that they conquered, weren't they?
Yes, that's true. Iceland. I'm sure there was a few Icelandic Romans out there, and Chinese. I think that was the majority of them, to be honest with you. A bit of astro navigation. LO. Yeah, but that still doesn't answer. They looked at the stars, and how does that? You crane your neck up there and go, oh yeah, there's the bear, there's the belt of Orion. Oh, there's Chichester.
The ancient Egyptians and the ancient Mayans, and I think some other ancient cultures also used the stars to, for example, to build the pyramids and Mayan temples and things like that. So I don't see why not.
How did they use the stars to build the pyramids?
To
All
line
right,
them up.
stars, all right, go for it. Big pile of sand, off you go, and your time starts now. Not a good start for the stars, unfortunately. We still have, let me have a look, 452 billion trillion Vincillion makes you quite illion loads of sand. And the stars don't seem to have moved a muscle. So maybe we'll give it... How did they do it? How on earth... how in the heavens did the stars build the pyramids?
Well, they didn't build the pyramids. The stars didn't build the pyramids, did they? It was the people on Earth. But they used the stars to line up their buildings. For,
Would they get a ladder and lean it up against them or something like that? Go, there we are, there's a straight line. As long as that star doesn't move.
Yeah. Sensible Paul, no, my head is not going to feel any better after this, is it?
No.
Getting more of a headache as we speak.
As we speak. Mike Stevens says one of Bill Nelson's first records. Bill Nelson? Was he? Did he what? I thought that was Horatio. What? With the eye? Did he release Kiss Me Hardy, Kiss Me Hardy, Kiss Me Hardy, Kiss Me Hardy. Not that hardy, not that hard. Just kiss my lips, not that hardy. Hardy. Yeah.
I was just trying to work out where that came from.
That came from the ether.
Oh, okay.
Call that a piece of spaghetti? That's not a knife.
Andrew Norris says the three pyramids of Egypt are laid out in orientation to the three stars of Orion's belt.
Ah, there we are. See, it's a good job Orion was around at the time. Imagine if he hadn't dropped his pants and left his belt there lying on the floor. They would never have got it, would they? I mean, they're so thankful to Mr. Orion. Dear, oh dear. Henry's Adventure says the railway from Moscow to St. Petersburg is dead straight, but just outside Moscow, there's a kink in the line. Maybe it's because I'm a kink. Oh, sorry. That's because they drew a straight line on a map and his thumb stuck out past the ruler. Is that true? Or did he make that up? My teeth are like stars. They only come out at night. Boom, boom. We love it. Hammer and Spanner Man. Good to hear from you. From point to point. Could be seen. Join them together. I don't know that... I mean, there they are in London. You know, have you been in London? I mean, there's a lot of buildings in a way, isn't there? I mean, they would have had to... Hang on a minute. Or maybe they got to the top. What's the tallest building in London at the moment? Is it the Gherkin? Is it?
I have no idea.
Who knows the tallest the tallest building in London? There's got to be one, isn't there? One of them somehow is taller than the others by height, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know which one.
Yeah, and if you
Not
get...
the Shard, is it?
I don't know. I'm not shard about that.
Oh, yeah, the Shard. They're saying
the Shard. Can you get to the...
Shard, the Shard,
Shard! Richard! The Shard. Yeah, they're all shouting the Shard. Yes. Maybe the Shard. Yeah, it could be the Shard. Yes. Who knows? Not the Shed, anyway. Wasn't the Shed. The Romans had surveyors. Yes, well, of course the Romans had surveyors, but they had to do the surveying. I bet they didn't have thalidomites. They may have had the other disease that you can get, but the thalidomide, that was in the 60s, wasn't it? Oh, no, that was yes. The thalida, what are they called? The thalida tubes.
I don't know, someone mentioned it.
Yes, they had
Who was that?
ancients on Peruvian plains were able to. Yes, well, they did. They had the what are they called? The Naztec lines or something? The Nazic. Ouch. Then I can't get a straight.
There goes the tooth.
Yeah.
And that's the tooth of it.
That's the tooth. Thalodolites. There we are. Thalodolite. They had thalodolites. Yes, I'm sure they had a lot of them.
Where is
But
it?
down at the bottom there, Robert Croser saying thalodolites. Robert and Audrey Forbes thalodolites. Nazca. Yeah, we are. The Nazca lines that can be seen from space.
Oh.
How did they do that? But the thing is, my arm is now.
I was going to say, I thought NASCAR was, where the Americans race their cars in big circles.
I think they must have got their name from the Peruvian top of the flat top mountains up there where the Nazca lines can be seen from space. But not
What
from...
are the NASCAR lines then?
They're the lines on the ground that have been etched out in weird Peruvian patterns.
Oh.
And on these flat top...
I never know whether to believe what you say.
No, this is that you ask them. They'll tell you. Nazca... Oh, hang on, I'll find a picture for you. Here we are. This is where you can tell the difference between whether I'm making it up. How do you spell it again? Nazca. Let me just go to the Philip Mercer school of thought here. Nazca lines. The Nazca lines. Wikipedia. Oh, I don't want Wikipedia. That's a bit daft. They don't.
So I could Google it later.
Yeah, no, but I can show you using special magic powers. Oh, or I can do that. Here we go.
Or
Look.
you can dive into the video box.
Yeah, here we go. The Nazca lines, like giant pictures of what? Oh, it's gone. Here we go. Look. What is that? Looks like a giant spider.
Wow.
And these are etched out on the ground. Welcome to Nazca, and around the Nazca lines refer to ancient geometric lines that crisscross the Nazca Desert and the ematic animal geocliffs that accompany them. Like all unexplained mysteries, these great etchings on the Pampa, thought to have been made by pre-Inca civilization between AD 540 and 600, attract a veritable fan base of archaeologists, scientists and history buffs, New Age mystics, curious tourists and Voberisms on their way back from Machu Picchu. I don't know what Machu Picchu is, but anyway, whoever Machu Picchu is. What?
I know that much. Yeah, it's a place, Machu Picchu.
Oh, place. I thought you said space. Here's one, look. Here's one I made earlier. This is a little gnome type. It's a bit like Eric.
I'm surprised I've never heard or seen of these. I know I don't know all or anything, but
That's right,
I know a little bit about lots of things.
That's
so
right, sir.
I'm
That's a picture of me, sir. Look at it. That's me. Oh, I remember sitting for that portrait, sir. Oh, it was some time ago now, in about AD 450, if I remember right, sir. Somewhere in Nazca or something like that, sir.
Shut up, Eric, will you? Just shut up. Showing his age. Sorry, what were you saying? I interrupted you terribly much interrupted you.
I can't remember what I was saying.
No, never mind then.
Oh, I was surprised I'd not...
Yeah, why haven't you heard of any of these things? You're into all this UFO stuff. Not that this is UFO stuff.
I'm interested in the ancient world. I'm interested in all sorts of things, but I don't know everything, obviously.
No, nobody does. Who does?
No,
Apart from Stephen Fry. Yeah, so how did they draw them so perfectly? That's what I want to know. How did they draw them? Maybe they're drones. Yeah, bit to the left there, John.
Okay, mate. Yeah, chip.
Left, I said.
Oh, just put an extra arm out on both sides. Make it symmetrical.
Yeah, all right. I'm sure something like that must have gone. Nice coffee, by the way, by Maki Chewy Piku Chew. Is it? There's a coffee bar, is it? There's a lovely coffee bar in there, if you don't mind your glasses scratched with the Nazca lines, which is nice. The Gherkin in the 18th is the 18th tallest building, says Henri Deschamps from François. He says, the Gherkin, it is, how you say, the tallest building in the UK.
No, the 18th tallest building.
Yeah, that's right. These bloody French, they don't know what they're talking about, do they? They just make it up on the spur of the moment. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Edinburgh couple says, Eric is so naughty, interrupting at Julia Hartley. Yes, absolutely, at Julia. Time for a drink.
Yeah. Time for a glug.
I wonder if the dinosaurs made them. Well, you say that, but the dinosaurs died out, I think, before AD 450. That's Sean, you see. Was it something to do with the flat earthers? Oh, wait a minute. What's that say? That Davy Vad says Cornichon is tiny. The Cornichon. What is the Cornichon?
I have no idea.
The Cornichon.
Cornichon. Is it a building in London?
Available in black and white and red all over. Yeah, we don't know what that is, but it's fascinating. Just not that fascinating. Line of sight from North to South Downs, says Gordon Bliss. Line of sight from North and South Downs. Is it? What's he talking about? The Earth is not round anyway, says Station Master.
It's not a perfect sphere, no.
No.
It's all bumpy and misshapen.
Yeah, there's a few bumps in there. There's mountains, and then there's dips where they filled it up with water. Eiffel Tower is the tallest in Paris. No surprises there. Is it really the tallest? You would think that they would have talled up a bit taller than the Eiffel Tower now, wouldn't they? Oh, the Cornichon is a mini gherkin. Oh, is it an actual building in London?
Assuming so, yeah.
It's an oblate.
Oblate spheroid. The Earth is.
Oh, is it an oblate spheroid?
And
Spheroid.
Another term for it, as John Beebe correctly said, Earth is I can't even say it now. Elliptical.
Oh, is it nice elliptical?
Yeah, basically means it's an uneven circle.
Is that because it's been squished at some point? Eric von D proved to be a fraud. So disappointed had been. Oh yes, Eric von Daniken or whatever his name was in the paintings in the thing. I thought that was hilarious. He was another of the Piltdown Mound Brigade. Bring back his books in the 70s when I grew up. Yeah, he was a fraudster, wasn't he? Eric von Daniken. And he did this whole theory about these paintings in some, I don't know, in a cave somewhere. I think it was in the Coca-Cola building head office. And they said, oh, look, there's these. Who's been doing this? And they said, oh, it's Banksy. No, he came up. Old von Daniken said, no, it wasn't Banksy. This was all done in the prehistoric age, before man was even considered. Ants did it. Ants with pants. And these ants wearing these pants were super ants. And they drew on the cave walls pictures of other ants. And the weird thing is they moved about. It was almost like watching three... Oh, no, they were just other ants. They didn't draw those. They were just other ants on the wall, sorry. Cavemen, I think, are supposed to have done this. And it was to prove that... it was basically what it was Eric von Daniken, whatever his name is. I'd said his name right at the beginning, and now I can't remember what it is. Eric von whatever his name was. It was to prove that. My joke has gone now because I can't remember the name of the art gallery on the. What's the name of the art gallery where they have all that awful art where Tracy Emin's bed went in and all that?
Tate Modern?
Yeah, that's it. That'll do. It was to prove that the Tate Modern was not the first place for synthetic art and rubbish like that. No offence.
Apparently, a Cornichon is a mini gherkin, an actual mini gherkin.
Oh, is it? Mini gherkin? What, as in like the ones you get in a jar?
Yeah.
That you can eat?
A smaller version.
Even smaller than the ones you get in a jar? Depends on the ones in the jar I was first referring to, I suppose.
Exactly.
Richard's making it up, says John. Is Richard making it up? Crikey. Oh, dear. We do have fun in this show, don't we? Tate Modern, there we are. Take that. Was another thing that should have been in Tate Modern and got rid of. Along with... who was the other bloke along with...
Damien Hirst?
No, didn't take that.
Oh, there were four of them.
Yeah, who was the boring...
Gary Barlow.
Yeah, Gary Barlow, the boring... Gary Barlow.
Robbie Williams.
Yeah, he was a bit more... He had a bit more oomph, didn't he?
Can't remember the other two.
No, the other two are irrelevant. I remember when the band came out, Take That came out, I remember there was their sister band, Gimme This. But they didn't take off quite as much as Take That. But anyway, never mind. Eric von Daniken. Paul. Oh, Eric. Anton Paul von Daniken. That's it, Daniken. There we are, Daniken.
Jason Orange and Marco, and that's it.
Jason Orange.
I wasn't a fan of Take That back then.
No.
I was an E17 girl.
Were you? East
Yeah.
17?
Yes, E17, the band.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant the district in London.
Yeah, well, they were named after that district in London because that's where they grew up.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
Was there ever a band called EW1?
Probably not.
Oh.
Probably never will be.
Oh, all right, fair enough. Not to worry. Oh,
There goes another tooth.
we've
You'll
got
be gummy. You'll be gummy by the end of the show.
a gummy bear. We've got videos in today's show.
Everywhere.
Oh, yes, the gummy bears. We do have videos in today's show. We have two that we didn't show last week. And we got two more that we're going to show this week. Now, Nikki, Nootka Seaglass. Note, I got the name correct. Nootka. You sent me a lovely email this morning saying, Dear Richard, dearest, darling Richard, she said, I have sent you a lovely video made with my own fair hand and my flaxen hair. I said, oh, that's very nice of you. And she said, yes, I've been spinning this for a long time and I've made this beautiful video and I'm going to send it to you in a nice, neat package via WeTransfer or some other service. Never got it. Never arrived, Nootka. I don't know what happened to it. So I can't play it in, I'm sorry to say. Could you send it again on another occasion? Please. Yes, sorry, please.
Remember your peas. Oh.
Remember your peas and potatoes.
Peas and Q's.
I had corned beef hash this evening. Very nice, thank you. Corned beef hash. Anyone had corned beef hash? Does anybody eat corned beef hash, that sort of thing? How do you make corned beef hash? How do you make, lovely Julia?
Corned beef hash.
Corned beef, yeah. How do you make it?
I've never made it, actually.
I never
had
made it.
Once as a child when my nan made it. But I've only actually had it as an adult when you've made it.
Yeah, and I'm sure my recipe is probably rubbish. It's probably a cheap and cheerful recipe. Does anybody, who makes corned beef? What I want to know, is there peas involved or sweet corn? Or none? Because I use corned beef, which is probably horrible beef. It's probably foul. I don't want to know where it comes from. Nootka, don't even mention it, because I know you'll know, and you'll say there's horrible things in it. I don't want to know about that. But potatoes. There's nothing wrong with those potatoes, unless Nigel Sadler's out there, and then he'll tell us about the woes and the evils of. So I know my viewers. I know Nigel Sadler, he who hates the spud. He is spud you don't like.
I can't.
Because of the carbohydrates. He doesn't like the carbohydrates.
Oh, he doesn't eat it. It doesn't mean he doesn't like them.
No, I don't know if he's out there. If he's out there, defend yourself, man. Defend yourself. But he doesn't like them because of the carbohydrates. He said, oh, there's too many sugars and this nasty's in carbohydrates.
Andrew Norris says potatoes, corned beef and onions. Did you say that already?
I didn't say the onion bit, but I do put onions in. I didn't put it in this evening, actually. But I also put peas or sweet corn in it. It's lovely.
We had spaghetti bolognese here tonight.
Did you?
Just to throw that in there.
In what, with the corned beef?
No.
That's a mixture and a half, isn't it? Corned beef hash is made potatoes, corned beef. Now, didn't you and I look up why corned beef was called corned beef?
Yes. It's because of the salt, the lumps of salt that they used to season or to...
Cornify.
Yes, it's called corned salt.
Oh, yes, the corned salt.
So, corned beef.
Darren Howell says no sweet corn. Well, I like putting the sweet corn in. Yeah, but I put the sweet corn in so that I have an idea why it's called corned beef.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Well, John Clark says the gut doesn't always digest sweet corn. I think we're all quite aware of that.
Oh, I love sweet corn.
So do I.
Love it.
But he's quite right.
Yeah. I didn't realize. Mashed potato with corned beef and fried onion mixed in. Plenty of butter in the mash with seasoning to taste. Yes, I always leave the seasoning out. I put plenty of black pepper in it, though.
I was going to say, that is seasoning,
yeah,
isn't it?
that's my seasoning, isn't it? I usually have a bit of food with my black pepper.
Yeah, just a little bit of food.
Yeah, I don't like over complicate things by putting too much food involved when I'm eating black pepper, which is pretty much most of the day. Lump of salt, says John B, is used to put your blood pressure through the roof. Lump of salt is used to put a lump of it. Good job I have it finely grained when I eat it, my blood pressure. It's how we won the war. Bully beef. Mr. Milligan refers to it in the wartime books. He would know, wouldn't he? And Ed Loud says, if you chew your food, sweet corn is digested. Too many people rush their meals, me included. Yeah, that's true. I do rush mine. It's like, what was that? Oh, that was your dinner, mate. Was that it? Yep, that's all you got. Have you ever had pie and mash with liquor? No.
Not with liquor, no.
What kind of liquor?
I've heard of steak and ale pie, but I've never heard of...
Yeah, steak and ale pie, you see. That's a similar thing, isn't it? Garlic, rosemary and salt, says Robert Croser. Yeah. Have you ever tried garlicking rosemary? She doesn't like it. All that, get that massage on her and she finds it, the salt is a bit gritty, I think.
Did we have any other new videos?
Yes. But we do.
I think you got distracted from...
I did. Parsley sauce. No, I'm just reading all the comments. Lovely pie and mash with liquor. Parsley sauce. Look on Google Earth for pie and mash. Look on Google East End pie and mash. Oh, sorry, I thought you said look on Google Earth. I thought for a moment, don't tell me there's a place called pie and mash on Google Earth. Oi, oi, Savaloy. Right, you're all getting a bit out of order now. Oi, oi, Savaloy. We've had enough of this. We're going down the wrong end of the street. Jellied eels. Oh, no. Stop them. They're all turning into West End boys. East End boys. No, which are the one? The West... No, the East End. Yeah, East End. Anyway.
East End boys and West End girls.
That'll be the ones. Were the West End girls the ones in the theatre plays?
I don't know. It's just a song as far as I know.
Yes, I know. I was trying to work out. Well, the East End boys, they were probably all the thieves and druggies and what have you, weren't they? Must have been. And the West End girls had to be those behind the peep shows. Do you remember the peep? You wouldn't know this, but down in Soho Street, they used to have these letterboxes you could put 50p in and the thing would go up. And you would see a woman with no clothes on if you were lucky.
That's not what it means, because then, that'll sully the song for me.
Sully the song. Yes. When I was a young lad and had to go through there, I went and had a peep through these. I couldn't afford it.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say, when I was a young warthog.
Why would I say that?
I just don't know. It's just song lyrics, isn't it, from The Lion King?
And you get like 30 seconds and you get a gorp in there, some woman, I won't be derogatory, and but she was wearing no clothes on, and and just as it goes down, you think, yeah, okay, could go to the zoo and look at walruses, I suppose, and get the same thrill. But yeah, did that a couple of times and then realised this is a bit of a.
You're making me feel disgusting.
Hello, Julia. I'm looking at you. Ooh. Then it would clack down like this. The worst bit was I often would have to walk through Soho to go to work. And then in these, I didn't quite understand this, they were in these seedy little corridors that went in about 8 foot and then down some seedy stairs with a red light going on. There would be this woman in sort of almost nothing, negligee type thing, going, hello, would you like to come down? Like this. And I thought, and I was something like 18 or something. And I was thinking, I'm too young for this. Leave me alone. Can't you see I'm a young man? Look, I've got hair. I had hair in those days. Perhaps I looked older then. As a youth, I used to weep in butcher shops.
Just be glad you didn't live in Saudi Arabia and witness them putting down a sheep. I say that in that way because it sounds much nicer.
Putting them down wells or something?
No.
Killing them, you mean? Slaughtering them in horrific ways?
Yes.
I'm sure that goes on still.
Yes, it does. That's halal for you.
Hello. Well, we're going to go to Babao now, and we've got some videos. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. We've managed to do 30 minutes of absolute sheer nonsense, which is, how this show works. And now we're going to look at some of your lovely, intelligent stuff. So we've got two videos from last week. I'm just trying to remember what it was that we had from last week. Oh, yeah, Bernie. We'll start with Bernie. I think Bernie was doing some promenading, if I remember correctly, down in Eastbourne. And the last time we left him, he was there with this glorious sun. Do you know, we had sun yesterday. It
was amazing, wasn't it? This big glowing orb in the sky.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then this morning, gone. That's it. That's your sun for the year. Thanks very much. Good job we're locked up and we can't go out to enjoy it. However, I believe tomorrow should be sunny. But anyway, enough of that. Let's go and see Bernie's bit of sunshine in Eastbourne. Oh, sorry. I'll do that again. Let's see. That was very, very stupid. Let's have a look at Bernie's sunshine in Eastbourne.
they restored the staircase, and there's a camera obscura there, but I don't know if the public have access to it. If you don't know what a camera obscura is, it's all done by mirrors. Way up in the top of that tower you see there's a big mirror, and it's you go and stand around a big table and the image is multiplied, so you see a 3D 360 view of the seafront on the table in front of you. The Victorians loved it. They want a close-up view of who's on the seafront. Morning. Don't say good morning then, I don't mind. Where you see those canopies or what have you, in the 1920s we had quite a large pavilion built. That was destroyed by fire in 2014, and about 20 years or so before that, this end of the pier was restored to its Victorian condition. But I'm coming up here to show you what COVID-19 has meant. This bit here would have a particular display on it. And this here is our world famous, and I mean world famous, carpet gardens. Absolutely gone to rack and ruin. Absolutely got to be. The saddest I think I've ever seen Eastbourne. The gap at the end of the block where the Claremont Hotel stood, until just before Christmas last year when it burnt down. And here is one of Decimus Burton and his son's original Eastbourne buildings. They wanted to build a whole town here of buildings like this, and they were going to call it Burlington-on-Sea, I think. But the Dukes of Cavendish, I think, put the lid on that. But the Burtons went to St Leonard's, and there are some fine examples of their buildings in St Leonard's. This hotel recently has been owned by the group that owns Shearings, and probably accounts for at least 25% of all British coach holidays, who last Friday announced they were going into administration and all their hotels, coach operations and everything would close immediately. So this is now literally a dead end. And it's very sad.
That is sad. That is very sad. Turkey and tinsel. Is that what they used to do? The turkey and tinsel holidays? My mum used to do them, Shearings. Have they gone into liquidation then? What was that? What do you do when you liquidise a turkey and a tinsel? It'll be strinsel or strudel, or I can't think of a gag on that one. Hang on a minute. I need to...
Turkey smoothie?
That's better. Did I mute that? Was that the mute button? Oh, that didn't go out.
A reverbed burp.
A reverb. Oh, as I pressed the reverb. That was Eric then. Eric, stop that naughty noise down there. God, blimey. Are you hungry? What would you like?
I've a bit of everything, please, sir.
Shut up. So there we go.
Thanks for the stroll along the promenade, Bernie.
Yes, thank you so much, Bernie. Lovely to see those wonderful flowers out the front and that ghastly-looking Burlington-on-Sea hotel. Wasn't it? It looked like some prison camp. Maybe it looked nicer in the past.
Shame.
But the nice toothless hole there where the Cavendish had stood, what was that like? Was the Cavendish a nice one? Or did it burn down because of the insurance? That's what I want to know. Robert Croser says, looks a right dump. Glad I've never been. Oh, charming that is. No, it doesn't look like a nice dump, actually.
It just looks a little bit worn at the moment.
Yeah, it's just a bit tired. Everybody's allowed to be tired. I don't know. Go and hit him.
Someone said the sun looked cross, and that
Oh
made
yeah,
me chuckle 'cause
Dave.
the big old flare on
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Yeah, he was very quick. Colonel Cragley says no, because he would, wouldn't he? He would be going no, falling off a mountain. Colonel Craig Ratty, get it?
Yeah, okay.
It's not as funny when you have to explain it, obviously.
No, it's not.
But then he doesn't fall off mountains, so that's probably.
He certainly doesn't. He's like a mountain goat.
He's like he is
Sprightly
Spider-Man.
mountain goat. Boing, boing,
Spider-Man,
boing, boing.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can, climbs up the
Colonel
side of a...
Colonel Cragratty does whatever Colonel Cragratty does.
Exactly. Linda Kane says that last went in 2019. The floral display was beautiful, so no doubt the lockdown has done for it. Yeah, that's a shame. Claremont Hotel burnt down, says Ron Langley. Says he's still holding the match. What? Arrest that man. Arrest him.
I'm still holding the match. Don't. Oh.
Be very funny. Be good to get a picture, wouldn't it? Somebody standing there holding a match that's, almost down like that with a, one of them burnt ones with still the cinder bit of it there and a bit of smoke around going, oh. Is it me? Is it me that just thinks these things are funny? Yeah, must be.
It's comical watching you talk about it.
Yeah. I want to go to every site that's ever burnt down now and have a picture of me with a match in my hand. Oops. And then they can say, the arsonist struck again. Oh, no, I'm wasted here. I'm bloody wasted in this land. I will send you a video of me climbing with no rope, says Colonel Craig. Yeah, I would love to see that. Is that the one where you're going, whoa?
Oh, don't.
Don't. They are building a new one as well, says Hammer and Spanner Man. Hammer and Spanner Man. I love that. I think that's hilarious. Thank you very much, young Bernie. We look forward to more of your stuff. And I know he's going to give us some more stuff because he sent me in an email and we very enjoy it. And he's very kind, is Bernie, when he writes. He's a very humble man. And thank you very much. Andrew Norris has said something there. That's because you're in the north, Robert. We southerners sugarcoat everything. What's he on about? What do you mean, sugarcoat? What? There's a bit of conversation I'm missing out. Yes, Andrew. There's no point sugaring it.
Oh, that's because Robert dissed the place, didn't he?
Oh, dissed. There's that word again. Dissed.
Disrespected.
He gave a lot of disrespect, did he, to Eastbourne?
Rightly or wrongly.
Cheeky man he is, up there in the north. I know. I feel sorry for Robert because he's left out up there, right up there. I mean, you'd have to feel sorry with a man who is stuck there with curly sausages.
Well, on the one hand, you can feel sorry for him, but on the other hand, he's got a lot of lovely land up there to roam around with.
And shout and rant.
Little risk of bumping into too many people.
He can rant around up there in the land where there's nobody there and go,
That bloody Richard Vobes! You bloody idiot!
Why, I order.
Why? We love him, really. John B says, I was once told I didn't have the manners of a pig. My best friend at the time stood up for me and said, I did. He doesn't even have the manners. Yes, he does.
Pigs have quite good manners, actually.
I bet they do. I bet they do. That's one in the eye for them.
Have a pet pig.
They have a lot of styes, don't they? They trouble with.
Tish.
Tish, there's a video somewhere on YouTube of John Betjeman on the subject of Dis. Oh yeah, what the railway station? I bet it is. Anyway, I think we're playing another video. Now this video is long.
How long? Oh, is it the 9-minute one?
It's the 9 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Now Roy is relatively. Is Roy out there?
I haven't actually seen him. But
Roy
it's a
Edwards?
shame. It's a shame you can't break it down into 2 or 3
Chunks.
parts.
Yeah, it's difficult because
Your technology.
yeah,
doesn't
well,
work.
I can. Yeah, it's a bit awkward. But I did say that we would play it in, so I will play it in. It's but it's interesting. You'll find it interesting because it's about electric cars.
Ooh.
Yeah, see, saving the planet is Roy. So, 9 minutes. But I'd just like to say, please, 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 please don't send 9 minutes to the Vobe Show. You can share them on the Board Explorer. Oh, well done. But generally, we prefer like 2, 3, that sort of thing. Sometimes 4 minutes if it's really good. But no, I know. But Roy is a new one. We don't want to. You see, I don't want to discourage anybody from sending their videos in. It's only very rarely do. Sometimes, I watch one and you think, well, that's not really for us. On the group, you can, share it in other places, of course. So 9, but I think it's worthy of it because Julia likes electric cars. And also, there's a little bit of video trickery, which we like on the show. So, Roy, let's find out about your electric car and how you are saving the world. Luckily, you'll be pleased that he doesn't fall off any logs and go into any water with his electric car, because we don't want him to electrocute himself.
The once was funny. Too many times would just be
absolutely.
That's you get hurt.
Yeah, you do. Okay, sit back and enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. I've done it again. Press the wrong button. Enjoy. Yeah, there's the 2 buttons I have to press. Well, 3 in rapid succession, and the third one I have to spot where it is before, and I can't always do it. It's like, and I've only got the one eye. Ooh.
I knew the one eye was going to come into it.
It's my excuse for everything. It's what you need in life is an ailment. That's what you really need. So you can blame everything on this ailment. Anything, any clumsy thing. If I forget somebody's birthday, and it's like, Stanley, my eldest son, who's born the day after me, and if I forget his birthday, I say, oh, Stan, I just, I looked at the calendar, but I've only got one eye, and I just misread it. And he goes, oh, all right, fair enough, Dad. Yeah, fair enough. Did you not know it was your own birthday? No, I didn't know that either. In fact, if I knew it was my birthday, I would have bought myself a present. Ladies and gentlemen, Roy and his amazing car.
Good evening, the Vobes Show. Hi Richard, hi Julia. I noticed you were talking about electric cars the other day. Well, I've owned one for 5 years, a Nissan Leaf. And it has been the best car I've ever had. I made a review on my channel. What I've done is I've just got some clips from that review and made a short one for you for the show. Oh, he started again. But anyway, be quiet. It's just a little film I've made. The Leaf, it does the equivalent of 200 miles to the gallon. There's very little servicing costs. I used to have a garage, so I'm all about cars. I paid 10,000 for mine 5 years ago. It's now worth about 7,500, but there's no road tax on it, and I estimate I've saved about £4,000 to £5,000 in fuel and servicing costs. Anyway, enjoy the video. He won't go away. Bye. This is my Nissan Leaf. It's a 2013 Tecna. I bought it when it was 2 years old and it got 24,000 miles on the clock. It's now just over 70,000 miles. The battery was on 95% when I got it, and it's now on about 91%, and I've still got the full 12 bars. I've been very happy with it. Folks, now in the Leaf, a lot of people ask me, what it's like to drive a electric car and what they're like. So I thought, as I've had this car for 5 years and more people are turning to electric cars, I thought I'd do a little video. Go right, it's very quiet, and all you do is just put your foot down and away you go. Now I just drive in the normal mode. I don't use the eco mode, but I do most of the time have it in the brake mode, which there's two settings, and the brake mode, what that does is when you're slowing down, it will it'll sort of slow you down, so brake regenerate. To start the leaf, all you do is press that button down there, and then it comes on. You can see what my mileage is. 100% charged. That's called the gasometer, or the GOM. And what it does is it just gives you a rough idea what you're going to get out of your battery. If I go on to eco, it goes up to 81 miles, but I don't drive it in eco. It generally does about 80 miles to it just depends on how you drive, really. Right, the Leaf has a 12 volt battery that works the lights and central locking, etc. Over there, lots of people have put a picture on there when they bought a Leaf, and they've seen the wires like that, and that's how they all are. So that's normal. I don't know why I left the wires showing, but that's normal. So you get a 12 volt battery, and that works the lights. This has got LED dip lights on it, and they're very good. But that's the electric motor there, and so it ain't very often I open the bonnet. Now you've got some like coolant fluid there, but that's never gone down, and I think that's going down to the motor to cool the motor, but it's never used any water, and brake fluids all over there, that's okay. It's still exactly the same as when I got it. This gets a bit dusty on the top of there. You charge it up, it's got this side here, that's the fast charge when you're at the motorways. You can charge this up to 80% in about 20 minutes, and then this side is for your home charging. This is my Rolex charger, which I'm going to plug in. What it does is it'll make a few clicks now, and then over there they get a little bit like Night Rider. It's charging up. It'll go off. If it was low, it'd be one light flashing. There's 3, just say it's charging. When it's finished, they'll go out. You can also check on your app, on your Nissan app, you can check the state of charge. So that's the charger. Now, if you haven't got one of those, in the boot comes with a lead which you can plug into any wall socket, and it'll charge the car. It's a bit slower, but it will do the job. So that's under the bonnet. So I'm going to get the bonnet down now, folks. Hi folks, well that's the end of my little video on the Nissan Leaf. So it has been a great car, can't fault it. So as I say, I'm making this little video, hope it can help someone out on thinking about getting one. They are good. Some people say, oh, it costs a lot of money. Well, they do new, but you can buy a second-hand one and they don't cost much different than a normal car, and you soon save a lot of money on your running costs. Most people only do about 30 miles a day, you know. Lots of families these days have 2 cars, so most people have another car which if they need to go a long way. And I think Nissan will lend you a car free of charge if you buy one off them for up to 2 weeks, but don't fully quote me on that. I know you can go to the Nissan dealers and you can charge up free there if you're ever near one. That's quite good. But as I say, at the moment I only charge mine at home and use it within its range, and I find it perfect.
Thank you very much. Oh, hang on, let me turn the volume down. Thank you very much, Roy, for sending that video in. I have to say I was rather disgusted by the comments from people in there. Roy had put that together to share with us. I've just broken my headphones. Oh, no, there we are.
Oh, no.
Roy had put that together to share with us, and a number of you may not want or like electric cars, but you could at least had the decency, I think, to have held your tongue a bit. It is a bit disgusting. I'm sorry to make an issue out of this, but I was just watching the comments, absolutely flabbergasted, particularly some people who think they are, you know, very eco-friendly and all the rest of it in a number of things in the things that they eat, and then say some rather appalling things. I'm sorry, but I found that quite offensive. Roy, I'm so sorry about that. Somebody did try to ring, by the way, just as we played the video, but I couldn't take the call. So, but you're very welcome to ring back. So there we go. But otherwise, it was fantastic. Now, Julia, you own an electric car.
I own a petrol hybrid.
Yes, yes, a hybrid. Hang on a minute. I've got a call coming. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
Sean from London.
Hello, Sean from London. How are you?
I thought I put the phone down on purpose because you were in the middle of an important speech, so that's why I put the phone back.
Oh, right, fair enough. Was it you that tried to ring earlier, just before I played the video?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I only get the number, and I must try and remember your number. How are you?
I was trying to find. I'm phoning up with a specific question.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm trying to find the neighbourhood reading from this afternoon, and I can't find it.
The neighbourhood reading. You can't find it. It's on Listen with Vobes.
How odd.
No, I've been on there and I can't, and it isn't there. So I didn't know whether it didn't happen. That's why I thought I'd phone in and.
Oh right, no, it definitely happened. Hang on a moment. I'm just looking to see if I can see the link.
Stay with. I'll find it and I'll.
Oh right,
I'll
okay.
link to the thingy.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so you've got an electric bike, haven't you?
Yes. It's a power assisted, but yes, you charge it up. Sounds like I haven't got a car, but if I was to get a car, it's interesting that you can now buy those as a second hand.
Sorry, I've just found it. It is buried in there.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
Have you found it?
I'll have
Julia?
Yep. Linked in the comments.
Oh, she's just linked it. Oh, there, it saves me doing it. Yeah, it's in the comments. That's the new book, The Neighbourhood, which was a gift from yourself to me.
It was. That's why I was interested to see what it was about.
It's an interesting book. It's written in quite old English, not as in Shakespearean English. It's just it was very beautiful, very poetic, and it's going to take me. You'll hear at the end. I get in a bit of a knot's tie in the end of it, but I think it's worth pursuing. Definitely,
It's strange about these old books how you can discover a book, and then suddenly it takes you on this journey. About a week or two ago, I saw this old gardening book, gardening during the 1940s. So I
Right.
thought, I'll buy that.
Yeah.
And it's one of these little books you can put into your pocket, but it had everything that you wanted to know about vegetables. So over the course of the last week, I've managed to buy this bloke's books, every single one that he ever did, from the 40s to the 70s.
Oh,
The
wow.
information is still valid to today.
Yeah. Oh, how amazing. Yeah, it is. I mean, it is amazing. That's why I buy a lot of these old books. A, they're cheaper. They're out of print, so you can sort of use bits of them. And
they smell nice.
And they smell nice. And not only that, they're good insulation in the winter if you have enough of them.
The other thing that I'm finding is I'm now going through my bookshelf, and I can literally throw away 20 books because I know all that information is probably condensed into this set of 6 books.
Yes.
It only takes up about less than a foot on the shelf.
Well, that's amazing, isn't it? And what was his name?
Oh, something called, well, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's
S-H-E.
Shewell. I initially said Shewell, but
Oh, right.
it's not.
Oh, okay.
Sherwell Cooper or something like that.
Oh, okay. So is that an Irish name? Or Welsh? It's not Welsh. You
no.
would know that. I was going to say.
He's an old major type, you know.
I'm saying, look, now listen to me.
Thrash the garden into a bit of shape.
And we're going to dig on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Dig the spuds in. 1, 2, 3. That's a spud there. And bring up the
Chuck it
parcels.
in.
Oh, marvellous. Oh, how funny.
So.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, that's very interesting. And you've bought all his books.
So I've got all these books now, and I'm finding that I need to stop going on to these websites like Able Books because I'm getting seduced.
Yes.
And my money's going.
I know, that's the trouble with books. I know what you mean. I look at the trouble with me is I read a book and I'm really into it, and then they'll mention something and I'll look at the back and there's a bibliography at the back with a whole load of other books.
Well,
and
that's what I did.
Yeah, and you start going, oh, is that book available? Oh, yeah.
But out of all the books that I've sorted out, because I've been doing this thing since the lockdown number 2, is the books I don't want, I'm putting them into a box and I'm putting them outside my gate, because I've got a gate outside the house.
Yeah.
And next door to the park. And it's surprising how quickly they go. People just come along, they see a book that they want, and they just take it.
Well, we had quite a cold winter, haven't we? So people do need to keep warm, and they can... I mean, I often shove them on the Essie, and... No, I don't. Of course I don't.
I put a sign out there. Pass on a book rather than COVID.
Yeah, good idea. What a lovely sign. Yeah, brilliant. I love it. Thank you, Sean.
So,
How
all
interesting.
The best,
Yeah,
anyway,
take
and
care.
I'll go and watch that video when you've finished.
Yeah, wonderful. Nice. I can't get my phone to work.
Thanks for calling in, Sean.
yeah.
Great to hear you.
Yeah.
Great to hear your dulcet tones.
Be careful of that horse behind you.
Yeah, I will. Oh, Julia, yeah.
See ya.
Bye. There we go. That's the lovely Sean from London calling in. And yes, sorry, I was going to ask you about your electric, because yours is a hybrid. And we were all told that we've got to switch over to electric in the future. And I found that was quite fascinating that Roy said that he still had all his, not his marbles. I'm sure he's got all his marbles. What was it? All his 12. You know, when you charge something up on the battery, it's got all its. I can't remember the phrase you use now, but. To give the impression that, after a few years, your batteries are no longer or your charge or something. Yeah. So that was...
Well, the thing about the hybrid is that obviously it still takes petrol. I mean, it's an Outlander PHEV, so it's a 4x4 essentially, but it doesn't take diesel as you would normally expect them today. It takes petrol, but the fact is that the hybrid factor means that one tank of fuel is extended by a quite significant lot. So even if you didn't actually charge the car, it would still extend the life of the car because it'd be charging whilst you're driving it.
Oh, I see. Yes. So you're making use of the fact that the petrol is also adding to the charge.
Yeah. Then you get regenerative braking as well. So every time you brake, it puts a little bit of energy back in.
My last car had degenerative braking, and I put my foot down, nothing would happen. That's why I got the van now. That's all very good, nice diesel van.
The there's also an option where you can increase the amount of regenerative braking during driving as well. So you get that bit of resistance like you would from an engine. It's a funny thing, but I actually love the car. Like I say, it extends the fuel use. You know, it ekes out the fuel a lot more. Makes that a lot cheaper. And of course, we've got solar panels on the roof, so that means that we can charge it for free, particularly in the summer. But I think my parents worked out it was only like £3 to charge it fully when we've driven over there before. Then we'd charge it from their garage, and because luckily they've got a drive, so we can do that. It only cost them about £3 for us to charge our car.
Well, that's marvellous. I wish it only cost me a few quid to charge up the van. But actually, I have to say my van is incredibly economical compared to my old car. It's very economical. And because I think it helps that it's got 6 gears. My other car only had 5. So, that's interesting. Sorry, you were going to say something?
I can't remember what I was going to say.
Oh. Words, probably, in some sort of order that made some sense, I imagine.
Coming from me, probably not.
Oh, don't be like that. So, lot of things. I noticed that Nootka is being particularly down on electric cars. I'd like to know why. I mean, I'd have to say...
Surely it's better than using fuel cars for the environment. Okay, it takes some sort of oil in the building of these cars, electric cars and hybrid cars, but you're getting more out of them in the long run. You know, over time, you're getting much more out of them, considering the components used. I don't understand why she's so anti them. But okay, everyone's got their own opinions.
Everyone's got their own opinion. But I just noticed that she was being particularly vocal and taking the piss rather a bit, which is a shame. Now, if she wants to give us a call and tell us why she's so down on electric cars, that would be great. I mean, I personally, I'm going to put my cards on the table here. I'm not a great fan of electric cars per se, but then I'm not a believer in global warming. I think that that's another of these hoax things that have been going around. I think that we should still be using a lot of the resources. I don't believe in pollution. I don't like diesel particulates. Thank you very much. And I'm sure there are other ways, and I think electric could be the answer. But I also think that it's a pretty unfeasible thing at the moment. If everybody went on electric cars, it would be bad for the planet, because you've still got to charge it, and wind power and all of that. However, if you could put a solar panel on the top of the car and it charged itself, I would be very happy. That would be great. If you had a solar panel on your car and on the roof, obviously, and that was enough, if the technology was that good, I'd be all in favour for that. Why not? When those in power stop using 5-litre cars and the Earth reduces it...
Resources.
Resources. What? Say that again. When those in power stop using 5-litre cars, what difference?
And the Earth's resources, I'll buy. I think she means I'll buy a 1 litre, but until then, no.
What difference does it make? What I don't really understand. What 5 litre is that? The capacity of the petrol tank? 5-litre cars.
Yes.
Well, it doesn't matter how big the petrol tank is, surely.
Well, usually the bigger the petrol tank, it means the more that the engine actually requires to go.
5 litres isn't very much. I mean, I put something like 20-odd litres in my van the other day. So that can't be... that must be something to do with the engine capacity, is it?
Do you know what, though? I mean, I can't help but think that because there are so many people on the planet and so many of us want to be able to move ourselves from here to there without having to walk or things like that. It's going to take more than one option, it's to cope with this. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any one set answer. But the thing is, I just think we're all going down a bit of a blind alley with this 5 litre is the engine size. Oh, I see. I'm not an engine buff, so I'm afraid I have no real concept of what 5 litres, what that really means. I mean, it's the same size as 5 litres of water, if in a shape, or there's 5 litres of petrol inside the... Presumably it just means the engine can go faster.
Nikki's saying basically...
Here we go, I've got a call now.
When those in power lead by example, she'll follow suit. But I think we need to lead show them the example.
Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
Good evening. It's Ted Moulding from Milton Keynes.
Hello, Ted
Webber
Moulding. How are you?
I'm fine. Yeah, I've spent all my working life in the motor industry.
Ah, here we
On
go.
being
We got
15.
somebody who knows something.
Might know a little bit, so I know.
You've
might
spent
know a
all
little
your
bit.
working life, Ted. It's more than I have. So,
Well, pretty well all of it, with a few odd bits in and out, like.
okay. So give us a clue then. What I mean, first of all, the engine size by the litres. Just to explain that to me, because I often see that 5 litres, and I've always thought that can't be the size of the petrol tank.
No, it's not. It's the size of the engine.
And what does that really mean? It's how much liquid is in the engine at any one time?
No, that's the capacity of the combustion spaces
So with
of all of the cylinders.
so the pistons would pull in combined 5 litres in one, and then fire, so that you can go a lot faster, presumably.
Well, 5 litres is a big engine.
Right.
You think of your van, I don't suppose it's more than a 2-litre van.
Probably not.
Engine,
yeah.
is it?
Yeah.
About 2 litres, if you look on your logbook or whatever.
Yeah.
But the point about electric cars or hybrid cars, they're all steps in a progression towards a solution to remove the need to burn fossil fuels.
Right. Yes.
So whether it's diesel oil or petrol, and Julia's taken one step by having a hybrid car.
And I've taken one
which
backwards
gives her the
by having a
opportunity to travel greater range,
Yes.
but at the same time, where most pollution takes place, which was being town driving, it would, to use the electric side of it to reduce
Absolutely. So, because I live on a relatively
the emissions.
I live on a relatively busy road, and I have vans and things driving past it, and I notice the dust coming in and all the particles from the road. Whereas if Julia was driving up and down outside my house all day long, I wouldn't have as much dust. I mean, only dust that's coming up from the tyres, and the road.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
exactly.
So,
Because-
I mean, I am in principle in favour of electric cars, for those sort of reasons, to stop pollution. I don't really have a problem with burning fossil fuels in terms of generating wealth so that we keep people alive, and having plastics so that when you go in for an operation, you can have the plastic hip and the plastic, whatever it is you need, and all the materials that you need to keep operations going, and the billions of different things that you need plastics for, which you still need oils out of the ground for. But in principle, I got no problem with electric cars at the moment. But it's only if we all went to it and did it at once. You'd have to burn. We wouldn't be able to do it, would we?
No.
But the stage.
But surely, using the fossil fuels that we have
Yes.
will be better used in doing the things that you say for PPI or whatever you call it.
Yes.
Making plastic gloves and
Yeah,
things like that.
Yes. No.
Rather than burning it.
Yes, and if I'd had the choice of having, for the same money, an electric van over an electric car, I think I probably would have gone for an electric van, because I'd be future-proofing myself as well. But the opportunity in my van is that it didn't come out that way. So I just took advantage.
Bearing in mind, a combustion engine has been in development now for what, 150 years?
Yeah, that's true.
And we're only just starting down the road seriously on electric cars, though they've been around for about 110 years.
Yes. So I mean, so you're clearly in favour of the electric cars and would like to see them rolled out.
Well, you think of the gentleman who's got that Nissan Leaf.
Yeah.
By buying that, he's supporting about 50,000 people working in the UK.
Yes, absolutely.
Throughout the complete supply chain.
Yeah, no, and you can't argue with that. And I mean, I don't know who I've supported with buying a second-hand van at a reasonable price.
Well, at some point, everything they're like houses, aren't they? You
Yes.
move up and you move down the housing range. It's the same sort of thing, really.
Yeah, I mean,
we're, like I say, we're only now at the beginning of a serious alternative to the combustion engine.
yeah. No, I see that, and so we shouldn't be snooty about it, and I try not to be. I mean, they are expensive to purchase, so if you haven't got the money up front, that may be a bit of a problem. But as Roy said, he's saved money in the long run, and he is, as you say, supporting the industry, who eventually all of this will be so much cheaper because by default everything that's introduced and is en masse, like with mobile phones, for example. They soon become incredibly cheap for what they are per unit, and it will be the same with electric cars. And
yes, absolutely.
You need the early adopters who are going to support the industry, as you say, to do it. And I think that's very laudable.
But you've also got to look around and look at some of the big cities in the world, like Athens, Bangkok, Kuala Lumpur, places like that, and you will see. Or Beijing, you will see this massive haze hanging over the city.
Yes.
And that generally is from emissions from motor vehicles of one sort or another.
And if you could get that down, I absolutely see that. I mean, we here in the UK, we're quite lucky. We don't have anything like that kind of we have pollution from it, but not to that degree. And if you could reduce their emissions, then you're going to be doing those people a massive service. I get all of that.
It's the same reason why we remove lead from fuel.
Right. Yes. I remember the old days of unleaded when you'd make a choice.
Yeah, but now you have no choice. It is unleaded.
It is unleaded. Yes. No, I just reminiscing then.
But I can remember in the 1960s, somewhere in London, and I think it was on the North Circular Road, people who had allotments were told not to eat their vegetables because they had absorbed too much lead.
Oh, right. Oh, fascinating.
Anyway, that's enough of my sort of rant.
Not at all, Ted. It's lovely to hear you.
I think it's time for another video.
Thank you so much for ringing in and putting it. I mean, it's interesting because you've been in the business. You've been working with fossil fuels, and you're an advocate of the next technology, which is great to hear.
Well, technology moves. I mean, you wouldn't want to be driving around in that. Someone showed a Morris J van the other day on one of the videos. You wouldn't want to be driving that around today.
No. Well,
Not seriously.
I wouldn't.
You would want to be driving the van that you've got.
Yes, absolutely.
It's safer.
It's cleaner.
It's more fuel economical.
Yes.
It's more comfortable.
Yes, absolutely. But you're right.
Yeah.
Things move on. I wouldn't want to have my 2-stroke motorbike either that I had, where I had to pour oil in.
No, you wouldn't.
It threw me off enough times. But Ted, lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Yep.
You look after yourself.
I'll
talk to you soon.
Catch you later.
Yeah. Take care.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye. There we go. That was Ted. What's that telling me? Oh, no, I thought that was telling me I had a bad battery. Are you muted, Julia?
Yeah.
Ah.
Dang. Thanks for calling in, Ted. Sorry you didn't hear me say that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you? But that was fascinating, wasn't it? And he's absolutely right. The stuff that technology does move on, and we have to embrace it. Not everybody can embrace it all at once, and we've got to embrace it as we go.
The more interest there is in it, the more the technology can improve and can get better and work out better ways of better functioning or better ways of building the batteries, so that therefore they're easier to dispose of or recycle, whatever. But just to point out, because we're going to be going back to school soon, and often, well, to walk to school, I'm forced to walk along the main road or cross the main road and along the seafront, which is great, but it takes another 10 minutes longer.
Yeah.
Can do. But if there's a traffic jam or any kind of roadworks, which there almost always is some kind of traffic
Oh, I
jam
know your road very well, and yes, there is.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of fumes I'm breathing in and my children are breathing in, it's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Well, they're lower to the ground as well.
Even if half of those cars were hybrid, they would be sitting there not making a sound, not making the fumes, and it would be so much better. You know, I'm not saying we all have to have, should have electric cars. I'm saying that we need more options. We need more options.
Yes.
There's no other way.
I mean, it's a huge. Sorry, go on.
No, I lost it.
It's a huge debate. It is a huge debate. And as Colonel Cragratty says, it is a question of balance. And of course, Ted is quite right. The modern engine today is so much more fuel efficient. We've been doing it for 100 years. It's so much more better. And of course, it's got these ways of capturing most of the fumes than 10, 20, 30, 50 years ago. And so, walking past, like living outside the front here is not as bad as when I first moved in 30 years ago. In the same house as the fumes that were coming in those early days, because it's going to be a lot cleaner. But however, there's still plenty of old bangers from 30 years ago that still pass my house. However, in the future, get rid of all of that, as you say, or even half of it, and it's all an improvement.
Yeah, can I just say, Ed Loud says, again, I just wish they made a proper car noise. That's my only gripe. Well, Ed, I don't mean to offend, but you've got two lovely orbs in the front of your face, which you should be looking to cross
Unless
the
you're
road
blind,
with.
of course.
Unless you're blind, in which case your dog, your guide dog, or your guide horse, which if I ever went blind, I would totally have a miniature horse to guide me around, because they live a lot longer and you can have a better career out of them. Anyways, yeah, you looked across the road anyway, shouldn't you? And the less noise pollution is better. I mean, like I say, walking down the road, to school, having to walk on the main road, all those cars and all that noise, it's horrible. It's deafening in certain cases. So
I would imagine
wish they did make a noise.
I would imagine. I mean, to be honest with you, I would imagine, like all things, that if every car was an electric car, once you got used to it, you would hear it.
There is a word that you can hear. It sounds.
But
like
also the tyres on the tarmac you can hear. But I'm just thinking, we hear them because they're loud, so we hear them. But if your hearing is ordinary and you're not deaf, I just think you will hear them anyway, because your whole psychological makeup is on the lookout for things that you bump into. That you don't bump into people immediately behind you. Well, I do, because on my left side sometimes. But we are quite clever. Hang on a minute. Hello, welcome to the show. Who's calling in?
Hi, it's Roy.
Hello, Roy. How are you?
Yeah. I see you've not. Some people liked the Leaf, but some people didn't. But
you put the cat amongst the pigeons now, Roy.
What I'm going to say is that a few years ago, I had a mobile phone. It was like a house brick, and I was the only one around that had one of them phones. Everyone said we'd never have a mobile phone.
Yeah.
And everyone's got them now. It's technology, computers, everyone's got computers on their phones. They never had all that years ago. And you've got to go with the times. I'm all for technology with me drones, cameras, everything. And my Leaf, I challenge any one of your viewers to a race up to 40 miles an hour. And my Leaf will go past most cars. It's really quick, so if I get my Tesla out...
Julia's on your side there. She knows exactly.
The power goes straight to the wheels,
it does make it makes a whirring noise up to 15 miles an hour. There is an audible sound to warn people, and then you get the tyre noise anyway after that. But I've had a garage. I've been in the motor trade all my life. I sold my garage and I do photography now. But from a mechanic's point of view, I've had that from 24,000 miles to 70,000 miles. The battery is still pretty well the same. I know some people's aren't as good as mine, but my battery is still exactly the same. And most people only do 30 miles a day. They have two cars, a lot of people, so you can have electric one together and no road tax, 200 to the gallon, I only charge mine at home, and it doesn't really affect me electric. I've got a detached house, so I pay about £90 for gas and electric per month. You can have solar panels on your roof of your house. A lot of people use that for charging their cars anyway.
Well, there you go. I think you're absolutely right about the mobile phone analogy is a perfect one. You know, people always question new technologies, and you know, and they're the same people who question them 10 years down the line are all using it. And you're quite right. But it is human nature, you know. I mean, I've got no great at the moment. I've got a van that does what I want it to do. I wasn't overly worried whether it was electric or not electric, because it is, you know, it's a 2014 van or 2016. I can't remember. 2016 it is. And so it's fairly state of the art. So it's fairly up to, it's not like buying one that's 20 years old that's still pumping out gas. And my next vehicle will inevitably be electric.
Yeah. Well, I say, with my car, there's no cam belts, there's no exhaust system, there's no EGR valves. All the new cars, although they are economical, but there's that many technology things go wrong with them compared to electric. And also mine, I've just changed the front brake pads at 65,000 miles. You know, so you don't wear your brakes, because as you slow down, it charges the battery up. So you're not wasting energy where the brakes would normally get red hot. That's wasted energy. You know, it charges it up. Mine's got heated steering wheel, heated seats, leather seats, 4 cameras all round. I can switch my heating on from my phone in the morning, so it defrosts. Doesn't use any electric to do that off the battery, because it's plugged in to my mains, and it hardly uses any electric. So it's a brilliant car.
Well, thank you.
Sorry, Jeffrey Harrison is asking, does it have an MOT every year?
Yeah, it has to have an MOT every year. Mine failed on the exhaust emissions, though. That's just a joke.
Yeah, we got it.
Because they don't have to check the emissions on that, you know. So it is a good car. It
looked great. It looked great. I mean, it did look great. Thank you for doing the video.
Brilliant.
Just slightly shorter next time would be great.
Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. But
no.
Very quickly, with the batteries, when they scrap the cars, they still want the batteries, because they can be still used for years later. People use them at the house. And with mine only does 80 miles to a charge on average. But there is someone in this country that's fitting batteries in the boots, which will bring you up to do about 150 miles. Or you can buy a bigger battery, have it fitted, and do 200 miles. But for me, it suits me, my needs, you know, for especially in the lockdown, you can't go very far anyway. But
no.
For me, I use it. Well, I say I've done 50,000 miles in it, so and I've never hardly charged it. I can see someone asking if I own a Discovery. I've got one, but it's rusting away, because the Discoveries, they just rot. So it's just a shed. I use it for a shed, for storage.
Well done, Roy. Well done. Well, thanks for the video.
Okay.
Oh, hang on.
Another question for you from Sean James Cameron. What's the cost like of the car to charge it? It costs
at home to charge it up to do say 80 miles might cost 50 pence.
50 pence.
Like that. Yeah.
For 80 miles.
Yeah. If you go to a charging, they charge more, but just depends. A lot of people have the night time.
Yeah.
I mean, in fact, when I got mine, people said to me, I bet your electric bill's gone up. And when I said it's halved, they couldn't believe me. The simple reason was that NPower were ripping me off on the tariff charge. When I had a word with them, they halved my kilowatts. Yeah. And I saved money, and it's great.
Well, we love your videos.
Really
Thank you so much for the call.
I'll send you a shorter one next time.
That would be great. You're a star. Thanks for the conversation starter, though.
Okay. Yeah, it's brilliant, you know.
Yeah, we loved it.
Okay, they reckon 200 to the gallon. They reckon they work it out, and it's brilliant.
Well done. Take care, Roy.
A fortune.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All the best. I love your show.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Whoops, there we go. That's the lovely Roy there. And that's been a real conversation goer. We're at 9:30 now and we haven't got through all our stuff. So I'm really sorry. I'd just like to play one more video, if that's all right. Sean, we've got, can I, Sean, hang you over until Wednesday's show? He did say in the email anytime, so I'm sure we'll be fine. Pete sent some photos, which we shall have a look at on Wednesday, of Fort Fareham, which sounds interesting, and they are interesting. Robin Jones has got us a picture I want to very quickly show because he sent it in for Monday's show. Let me just get in here. And also Andrew Norris has sent in more of Myra Sings. So I think we'll save Myra for the end of the show because she's a great singer. But we just have a quick look, if I can find the email now, from, I keep going to the wrong email box that I put it in.
Easily done.
Yeah, this is the Shropshire Rape. So be careful on this video, this picture. I just give you the warning beforehand. Shropshire Rape, it's called. Change of plan at my end. He says, so going to bob over photos as and when, fair enough. I'm not going to do any technical stuff. I was actually looking forward to the photo that worked and the photo that didn't work, actually, Robin. So do send that over, please. I was inspired to look for this after the recent British landscape talk. You maybe go through the archives and sort things out. This picture I took some years ago in Shropshire. As soon as I saw this vista, I knew I had to get the camera out. I love the far undulating hills and sky. And this is from Robin Jones. And bear in mind, it is the Shropshire Rape. And there it is. And doesn't it look amazing? What a wonderful scene that is. Absolutely fantastic. Julia's muted herself. Dramatic clouds.
Dang, yes, I did. Yeah, the colour is amazing, isn't it? And such vivid yellow and blue.
That is
beautiful.
That is stunning. That is stunning. Thank you so much, Robin. And do please keep sending those in. We do enjoy those immensely. And yeah, give us some hints and tips because... you know, things like you were saying about waiting for the nuthatch for the right moment and stuff. I think these people, you know, they appreciate how people achieve these things. They may not be able to do it themselves, and too much information obviously can sometimes be too much. We know that. But absolutely gorgeous. Look at that stunning video. Mother Nature liked it, and Jeff Sussex liked it. Clive Waterfall loved it. There we are. It's you're a star. Thank you so much, Robin. Good man. Lots of interesting comments on tonight's show. But Andrew Norris has got another of the songs, and he's going to send us in every now and again.
He says not just a great singer, but the last singer in the village.
Oh yeah, that's the key thing, the last singer. And Andrew was very lucky to record a real sort of country sound that you would have heard in the villages, but now, alas, no more. Let's go in and have a look.
Oj, livado rosna travo, javore, javore. Oj, livado rosna travo, zlato moje. Koji po tebi čuva stado, javore, javore. Koji po tebi čuva stado, zlato moje. Čuvala ga djevojčica, javore, javore. Čuvala ga djevojčica, zlato moje. Od 17 godinica, javore, javore. Od 17 godinica, zlato moje. Čuvam pjesmu, pjevam javore, javore. Stado čuvam pjesmu, pjevam zlato moje. O moj dragi, što te nema, javore, javore. O moj dragi, što te nema, zlato moje.
And it comes to the end. There we go, look at that. And that was Andrew Norris on the tuba playing on that one. Or is it the Oompa band?
That was lovely.
It was lovely. Thank you so much for bringing... Oh, hang on, I've lost myself. Wait a minute, don't panic.
You
I'm
turn the
there.
lights off.
Anything can happen in the next half hour. Yeah, Andrew, thank you so much. Sorry to put it right at the end. This show is pretty much unplanned. But lovely to think. I mean, she was quite elderly when she sang that as well. And, of course, they would have sung that at all ages, is from what I understand from Andrew. So, and as he said there, that Jarvor is the maple tree. The young girl in the song has personalified the tree to whom she can confide in. Personified. There we are. That's why I was struggling, because I was thinking personified. That doesn't sound right. Personified. That sounds so much better. Why is it words do that to me?
But that kind of reminded me of Kulning, which is
who?
Kulning, Kulning. It's singing the cattle home, basically.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
Not yodeling, but it's similar, the way that they, project their voice and stuff. Where is it from? Norway, I think parts of Norway still do it in some cases. But yeah, it's fascinating. So they'd let the cattle out to go and feed, and then they'd sing them home. It's just beautiful. But yeah, and I loved that. That was lovely. Thank you, Andrew.
And Andrew continues by saying, yes, as children, they would sing such songs while taking their cattle to pasture with their personified songs. Personified. I do that when the word changes because, it's like personal, but then they'll add a bit on to make it into personified. So then how you read that word goes from person to personified. And it catches me out on so many words that have on their own, it's a different word. Well, it has a different sound, but it's part of the group of word, personal or person and personify. It's not personified. And it just catches me out because I must have been trained as a kid to read phonetically one syllable at a time. And I read it and I look at it and then I go, oh yeah, of course it's personified, not person. That's why I was struggling. And that's why in the reading thing, I often stop and look at the word and go, I can't read it. And somebody says, oh, yes, I know that bloody word. Of course I know it's that. But for some reason, I was just going, well, what is it? I can't get the word. I know it's not this. I am a bit odd.
Well, we knew that, but we love you anyway.
Yeah, thanks. We are the richer for contributions like Andrew, says Station Master's Choice, and he is absolutely right. Ernie, I can play a whole orchestra on my harpsichord. And Mother Nature says, yes, Andrew, give me a window to a different world. Thank you so much. And there we go. Isn't that nice? She was lovely that she was the last singer in the village. Unless Andrew gets going, of course.
She's passed away now, though, hasn't she?
Yeah, she has sadly died.
Rest in peace, Mara.
Along with the cow.
Yeah, the cow that we saw in a photo.
Yeah, Andrew put a photo out some time ago, and there's a
painting,
picture.
actually, wasn't it?
It was it's a painting with Mara and the cow, I think, and both of them now have gone, I think, or one of them anyway. Enough of this. That's it for today. So on Wednesday's show, Pete, we will look at your Fort Fareham pictures. Sean, we will go on another discovery walk with you. But thank you to Roy and Bernie for the videos and Andrew for Mara's singing. And
Thank
to
you
Robin for the wonderful photo of the rape of Shropshire. Oh, I was shocked. And to Judith, who's been out there trying to sort out, because there's been a lot of personal private chit-chat going on there, which has been difficult to sort of circumnavigate. And thank you to Julia, who has been... How's your head, by the way?
It's okay.
It's okay. Has it got better or worse?
I took some more paracetamol, which I don't normally like to take, but I've been forced to do it today.
Yeah, well, hopefully you'll see. Yeah, the cow is now deceased. It is a dead cow.
Yes.
We won't go through the whole parrot joke. Anyway, there we go. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you to all of you for tuning in. It's been all good fun. 127 of you out there. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. We have about 51 of them. That's very kind. And we will be doing the same thing, but differently, on Wednesday. And you never know, we may be all out in the open stretching our limbs.
And thank you very much to Judith for the moderations.
Yes, thanks for that. And thanks to all the starlings for their murmurations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Richard, for putting it all together.
Thank you very much for thanking me. Anyway, that's enough thanks for us. Take care. Look after yourselves. Look after yourself, Julia. Hope the head gets better. And we'll see you at the end of the week, hopefully, if you're around on Friday's show.
Yeah.
Yeah, marvellous. Take care, one and all. Until next time, arrivederci. Goodbye. Goodbye. I'm pressing the wrong button.